Right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market. Now, I already posted as usual the Astro hours, and yesterday, this is gold. Yesterday with gold, we said we should be coming down, which is fine, and that's that. Now remember, this is Thursday. Now Monday was a swing day, remember? If you sold on Monday, you're a little ripper. That's your Monday. All right, so market sold Monday. Now you could have also sold yesterday as well. Why? Because we're like following it down after Monday, coming into what? Into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Remember, these were the first targets I talked about. Okay, and the market pretty much did that there, and those are the PST levels. Now we still have room to come down into that 44, which is 2,338. 2,338 is here, which is pretty much close to the previous week low. Now if we go back up, I'm just going to get rid of this now. If we get back up into this zone or slightly higher into here, and we also close that gap, if it's an Astro hour, it's again sellable. Okay, so if we go up, it's good to sell. Now that's 67, 2,372. That's already there. We're pretty much on top of it. Okay, and that's a weekly level. That's your first Astro hour, 7:45. So here we'll see how things pan out. We could go up here into this 11:30. All right, 11:30. 11:30, 12 o'clock kind of thing. We could go into here or here. All right, but until here, don't do nothing. Also, if you're using your ATM, always check the 1 hour chart to see where you're at. Okay, and remember to draw your lines. All right, so this zone is good. As also you can see, let me just make this a little bigger. Where are we at? We're there. It's this zone here. So, yep. All right. So on the 1 hour chart as well, it's okay probably to kind of push up from here into there. So let's, and the first is 26.29. So you got to get over that 2,372. Okay. Yeah, so we'll probably get back in there again. All right, so let's take a look at the euro dollar. Euro dollar, nice and easy. Once again, if you sold off, yesterday I had a sell position in this one. I took profit out there. It came back up here. Unfortunately, I missed that because that was 8 p.m. in the evening my time, which unfortunately I wasn't in front of the screen. Okay, but that was like a good time to trade, but not a very good time for me in terms of trading. All right, so let's get rid of these. In other words, it all went honky-dory. All right, and that was also the high. Now remember as well, with the euro dollar, what do we say? We said swing day Monday, Tuesday, right? So if you took that opportunity, okay, swing day Monday, Astro hour, okay, that's your Monday. This is Tuesday if you sold off on a Tuesday. Okay, and that's just Wednesday following it through. Nice and easy. All right, and this is going to be now your first Astro hour is going to be here today at 7:45. Okay, now those targets also, as you can see, done. We still have a bit of zone down there. Just going to get rid of that. What can this do? Well, we can still pull down a little bit, but you can see those levels, that 52 is 1.081112. So I'm just going to put 1.0811 there. All right, 1.08, oops, 12, let's put it right there. So we still can go into there. And that's basically it. So we've got the breakout, the market pulling back in. If we start buying from here, it's not a bad spot. Okay, just a bit of a gap here, which I wouldn't mind filling, right? Which is that exactly level there. But this is also, look, it's the good buy kiss off the breakout, so I don't mind buying around here either. Actually, okay, it's okay to kind of like follow that up into this zone. Okay, so on the weekly, let's check this out as well. Now on the weekly, I'm going to delete that now that this is over. Okay, on the weekly, that's over. So that's that line there, which is that level I marked in. 48 is 1.0773. If we get to 1.0773, oh, 773 is going to be somewhere down here. Yeah. Okay. So just round it up to 0775. Okay, so this is going to be a target zone. If we start to break down, if we go up, selling again is okay. Where can you sell this? You can sell it here. There's the gap there, so this is going to be your kill zone. Okay. That and this. All right, so if the market goes up into here, you can also sell here. Can you sell here? You can, but these hours that we've got today are a little close. Okay, so a little close to each other. So we've got like 10 to 10:30, 11:30 to 12:15, 10 past 1 to 1:50. You know, so they're a little tight around here. Okay, if I was to add these in. So we've got to be a little bit careful and be a bit picky. 10 o'clock is not too bad. Okay, I don't mind doing that. 10 o'clock to 10:30. It's doable. It's not a bad hour to get into a trade. 11:30 is okay too. Actually, the 11:30 can be triggered with this here. Either with this or with the 12 o'clock. So 11:30 is good. So that's either going to be triggered around 10 to 10:30 or at 12 to 12:15 zone. Okay, so this is why it's like kind of important. So this is nice to see. We're either going to get it triggered here or here. And then we've got that 10 past 1 business right here and the 150 business, which is right there. All right, so it's a bit tricky. Now with the news, if you're going to trade in the morning, be mindful for the news at 10 past 3 and at 5 o'clock. All right, 3:30 and 5 o'clock, and we've got an Astro hour at 10 past 5 and 10 past 3 and 5 o'clock. So with the euro dollar, if we dip down, going up again is logical, okay, because we're around here, so we'd be like following this upwards trend, and because we've got a breakout, okay, got a breakout here, the market breaking down is okay for us to kind of like go with it. So this is also a level you should mark in, all right, this zone here, which is why I talked about 0773. All right, so this zone here. Okay, so be mindful. If we dip down here this week, next week it'll be a buy opportunity. SP 500. SP 500. Now this is today. Wow, that's interesting. Yesterday we said we'd have a sell-off. Wow, look at that sell-off right into there. And now and then we've got the targets up there. That is a whopper. Okay, this really is a whopper, because remember we fell right in there, and then look at that, the market comes in and then just wild, all wild. Okay, not to worry too much. That is cool. If you sold off yesterday, you should have been like in the money because we had those targets and they were done. So let's take a look at 500 here on the daily. Now, resistance levels, that's that red level, 76.77. Okay, and that's 5365. So 5353 5365. This is what I like about the PST. You just get precision pricing and you make targets. Look at that. Imagine that you're selling off, and that's a big sell-off, and then market coming back up, hitting your target. That's just amazing. Let's take a look at the weekly. Here we are, right on top. So yeah, that's that level 5339. So what to do with this? Well, wait for the news, because this is going up. That's a runner. Okay, you can see that's an impulse wave, and the market is a runner. Okay, nice and easy, breaking upwards. Okay, so I wouldn't risk anything too much. Just wait for the news. Okay, don't do anything crazy with this, because we've got room to go up, and it's running up, so that's fine. If the market comes back into this zone at Astro hours, going back up again is okay. If you're going to sell it, do it with a smaller lot size. I would take the upper end. Okay. Now with indices, it should all be like this. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Oh. All right, this is the Dow Jones. Beautiful breakdown, as you can see. Boom. This was right on the hours, what, 8 o'clock? There you go, 8 o'clock, and that's just like whopper. Boom. Making all the targets, 1, 2, and then at the Astro hours, getting out of the game. Beautiful. Now what? Here is the daily. Now, obviously, we're in this zone here, okay? And that's the last target. So let's do this. I'm just going to mark this in. Okay, there's a bit of a gap here. There's still a bit of room to come down, so we have to be a bit careful here. Why? Because the market is very bullish, okay? But like I said yesterday, selling the highs is not a bad idea. And that's exactly how it happened. Look, as you can see here, nice and easy, okay? So will this still sell off? It's not a bad idea, because we can have some gaps to fill, okay? So it's not a bad idea if the market comes down a little bit. If you want to sell this off, that'll be your zone. Okay, so that's your price precision there, and there's the gap here. So this zone is a sell zone. Okay, you got to match it with your Astro hours, and that's about it. We can get rid of this. All good. Can it still go higher? Well, it obviously can. Okay, so but if it does go up, coming back in here looks logical to me. And we'll see how that pans out. So if we're at the highs at Astro hours, after the news, selling is not a bad idea. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Right, with Nasdaq I said leave this one alone because this is going nuts. So yesterday I did say leave this alone. Okay, if you still use the Astro hours and got yourself into a trade to sell at 8 o'clock, which I did say you could do for the other indices at 8 o'clock, then you should have been okay there. Okay, yeah. And then the market coming into there, it's all good, and then picking up again. Okay, and this is that 11 o'clock, I think 11:30 there, market drifting up. So what to do with this? Well, we got room to go up on the monthly as well. That's 71, so this has got room, you know, this has got room to go up. So not much to talk about. I wouldn't stand in front of it trying to sell it. Don't do that. If the market dips down back into this closing price of yesterday, the daily pivot zone here, then you can think about buying again. And that's about it. But it is at all-time highs, and there's going to be a point where they're going to have to sell it at those all-time highs like they did here. You know, it makes an all-time high and just makes a pullback. Does an all-time high, sells, all-time high, sells, all-time high, sells, and so on. So we're going to get to a level where it's an all-time high, and then they're going to dump it down into this zone, or even slightly lower into, probably into this zone. Okay, so be mindful at the tops. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So Nasdaq isn't something I'd like to muck around with. Let's take a look at this. Now remember, I said no buying in this zone. You could only buy if it comes back down. And let's just make this a little bigger for ourselves. Okay, and it looks like yesterday we didn't get there. In Asia we got to those levels. So yesterday you didn't really have much to do with this. Okay. What can you do with Bitcoin? Well, look, this zone is a sell zone, so I don't know. I don't like to buy at these levels because they're pretty high. So the only time, and it's done the target there. Okay, so I don't really feel like buying here. If next week we dip down, then on a good buy kiss, I'm okay. I'm okay to go long then. Okay, and just a nice breakout. If I was to just, let me just check this out. So that's one. So equivalent of that is going to be up there. So what you can do is, on the pullback, let's do that. So on the pullback, you can possibly go up because this is right in the middle of this mirror. Okay, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you learn technical analysis from me, you know what I'm talking about. So that's going to mirror it up. If it pulls back, going up into there is logical. This is the middle of the zone, so this is chop zone. Last thing you want to be doing is mucking around here. If you want to buy, you can in this zone, which is from 66,670 to 64,875. So if we dip back down at Astro hours, going up is also okay, but I wouldn't be a buyer up here where they sold off before. And there's also, you can see that all-time high pretty much is the top of that channel there. So if we get up there again, it's possible that the market can get up there again. But like I said, yeah, tricky place to be getting in where there's heavy selling happened. So with Bitcoin, what can you do? If it dips down into this zone, at an astro hour going up is okay. From this level, don't muck around, just see how things pan out. If you want to sell it off, do it from the highs, you know, up here. 72 is a price of 71,850 today, so that's also an option. But you know, sometimes you just need to leave stuff alone until you get a good setup. Okay, that's it.